Hello everyone! In this game we get a very instructive opening lesson from the Budapest Defense. The game starts with d4, knight f6, c4 and then black plays e5. This is the Budapest Defense. Still, e5 is very practical. Black is offering a pawn in return for activity. White accepts with d takes e5. And black replies with knight e4. This is the Fajerovich variation. Black is not trying to win the pawn back quietly. Black wants fast piece activity and pressure. White now plays knight f3, which is a good developing move. Black continues with b6, preparing to develop the bishop. So far, black's idea is simple: develop quickly and create compensation for the pawn. Now white plays queen to d5, creating a massive double attack on both the knight and the rook. This is the first inaccuracy. The move looks active, because the queen attacks the knight on e4 and pressures black's position. But the problem is that the queen comes out too early. In the opening, early queen moves are risky because they can become targets. Black now replies with bishop b7. Now Engine says bishop b7 is an inaccuracy, but in a human game this is actually a sneaky trap. Black is baiting the queen. By giving up the bishop on b7, black is hoping white will get greedy. Black knows that a silly opponent will try to take even more extra pieces like the rook on a8 or the knight on c6. Black is using white's greed to trap the queen. That would force white to respond and help black gain time. Instead, bishop b7 places the bishop on a loose square, so white can punish it immediately. White plays queen takes b7. This is a good move. White wins a full bishop and gets a clear material advantage. Now black plays knight c6. This is the most important moment of the game. As soon as black plays knight c6, a very interesting psychological battle begins. White starts to feel the pressure because the queen is now cut off. Look at the board. The road back to the center is closed. The queen cannot take the knight on e4 because the path is blocked. And the queen cannot take the rook on a8 either because black's own queen is standing guard. This is exactly where the white player starts to panic. They feel like the queen is trapped in a dead end. They think they cannot go back the same way they came. White feels like they must find a completely new exit for the queen. This sense of being locked in is what pushes white to make a desperate move. Instead of staying calm and realizing the queen is technically safe, white panics and tries to escape through a different door. But actually, after knight c6, white does not need to panic. Why? Because there is no direct attack on the b7 square. The queen is safe for now. However, white knows this safety will not last long. So white panics and then comes queen to a6. This is what a normal player does. They just want to run away and save their most valuable piece. But this is the wrong way to do it. It is a huge mistake. The correct idea was to bring the f3 knight to d4. Yes, white would take some positional damage, but they could have managed it and the queen would be safe. But human instinct takes over. In the heat of the moment, we panic and we just want to move the queen to save her. After queen a6, black plays bishop to b4 check. This is also a deep part of the queen trap plan. The bishop is covering important squares that the queen might use to escape. Also, if black did not bring the bishop out now, black's own future moves would block the bishop's path. So black brings it out early and does it with a check. White responds with bishop to d2, blocking the check. This is actually a good move by white. If black makes a mistake here, white can capture the black bishop and finally open an escape route for the queen. But black does not make a mistake. Black plays knight to c5, directly attacking the white queen. And now, you can see exactly why black brought that bishop out earlier. At this point, the white queen has only one single safe square left, queen to b5. The queen moves to b5, but saving the queen now is incredibly difficult. The trap has already closed on her. Next, black takes the white bishop on d2 with a check. White cannot even think about saving the queen right now. They must deal with the check first. The b-knight takes the black bishop on d2. The check is over, but the queen's life is also over. The final move is pawn to a6. The very last safe square is gone. The queen is completely trapped. Now the only thing white can do is give up the queen for a small piece like a knight. The queen is just lost. This all happened because of white's greed. White got greedy in the opening and paid the price. Every single escape path was blocked, and ironically she couldn't escape because of white's own pawn on c4. The queen was trapped not just by the enemy's attacks, but by her own army. So even though white won a bishop earlier, black now has the initiative. Black's moves are active, forcing, and full of tempo. White, on the other hand, is behind in development and keeps losing time with the queen, so the main lesson from this game is very clear. Do not react to threats that do not exist. After knight c6, the queen on b7 was safe, but white assumed there was a threat and played queen a6. That one wrong assumption changed the whole position, so always verify the threat. Count the squares. If your piece is not actually attacked, do not panic. Use the move to develop and improve your position. That is how you keep your advantage and avoid unnecessary mistakes. Thanks for watching.